Hello, welcome. I'm Joe, and today I'm going to show you how to make the Heidi Wristlet by Swoon Patterns. Now, this is a free pattern that is available there. I will place a link for the download in the description below. So let's begin. After downloading your free pattern, you will cut out and interface all your pieces according to the instructions. And then we will start by adding the accent piece to the exterior panels. So here I have my two accent pieces. I'm using suede upholstery fabrics. So this is my exterior front panel, and I'm going to add one of the accent pieces along the bottom edge. So you will line it up, make sure everything is neat, and then you will sew using your regular stitch length, about 2 to 2.5 mm, and you're going to sew along the curve and stop. Then you're going to pivot. You will increase your stitch length and pivot and sew along the sides, the two sides and the bottom to complete. So basically around the side and the bottom it's a based stitch. So that's why you're using the longer stitch length, and the top is a securing stitch, so that will be the regular stitch length. So this will be the front exterior panel, and then you will repeat for the back exterior panel, which comes in two pieces. You will take the bottom piece for the back exterior and line up your accent and do the same. Okay, so our accent pieces are stitched on to the bottom of our exterior panel. As you can see, my accent piece is a bit short, which doesn't matter because when I sew the back together, it will all sort itself out. And here we go. This one's a little better. So this is the back, half of the back. So let's put away the front exterior panel. And now we're going to work on the back exterior panel, which are two pieces. So this is the top and this is the bottom. This will become a zipper pocket. So we're going to place the two pieces right sides together, matching the top raw edges here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pin or clip, and we're going to take this to our sewing machine. And we're going to use a regular stitch length and sew from the edge to this mark using that, or the short stitch length. Then we're going to increase our stitch length to the longest and do a basting stitch from this point all the way across to the next mark. Then we're going to stop and reduce our stitch length again, and then continue sewing to the end. Okay, so I've stitched using a 3/4 inch seam allowance. I marked half inches in from each side. I sewed using a short stitch length up to the half-inch point. Make sure to back stitch at the beginning and the end, and then continue across the middle using a long stitch length. So this here is a basting stitch which will be removed along the way. So now at this point is where we're going to open it up, and we're going to place our zipper. Make sure that your zipper pull is within the half-inch point on glue, pin, or clip. Okay, so this is where we're at. The zipper is sewn in place, as you can see, along the top and bottom edges. And this is what it will look like on the exterior. So turn back to the wrong side. Now we're going to stick one of the pocket pieces, and we're going to line it up with the top edge of the seam allowance. You can pin in place and then flip over. We're going to take it to our sewing machine, and we're going to follow the stitch that we made previously, and we're going to sew all across here. Okay, I'll take this to my sewing machine and I'll be back shortly. Okay, so we've sewn across using the same stitch length. So we're going to flip this up and out of the way. You could also press it, and I'm going to pin it. Now we're going to do repeat for the second pocket piece. We're going to match up the raw edges. Make sure that if you're using fabric that has a right side and a wrong side, make sure the two pocket pieces are right side facing. Place this here, matching up the top edge. Can pin everything down, and then again you'll turn it over and pin it again. Turn over and follow the stitch. Okay, so the second pocket panel is sewn in place. So this is what it would look like too. So you're going to pull down both the pocket panels towards the bottom of the exterior like this. As you can see, the pocket panels are longer than your exterior, so you will trim the pocket pieces to match the exterior. And then we're going to pin them together, and we're going to base stitch along the two sides and the bottom using a long stitch length. So our pockets are stitched down. We stitched around using a 1/4 inch seam allowance from the top over just over the zipper, all the way down the sides and down around the bottom. So this is what it will look like. Let's open up our pocket now using a seam ripper. So the area where we have the 1/2 inch mark where we sewed using a regular stitch length, and then we have the long stitch length that is in the middle. So we're gonna open up where we stitch from the find the 1/2 inch point and open up the middle, leaving the edges. Should be easy to open up like this. Just do not go over your 1/2 inch mark. Okay. And find our zipper. Here we are. Make sure you pull out all the threads, clean it up. And this is your pocket. There you go. And there's your hidden pocket. When you close it up, I love this pocket so much. You can just stash your zipper pull like this, and you have an invisible pocket or an inset pocket. Let's continue. We're going to put away the back panel because this is now complete, and we're going to work on our front exterior panel. We're going to install our magnetic snap closure. So we're going to take the pattern piece. When you download, you will get all your pieces when you download the pattern. So we're using the exterior pattern piece, and we're going to mark where we're going to place our magnetic snaps. So just line up the pattern with your panel, or you can measure, because here it shows you 5 inches up and 2 inches down from the top, but I'm going to use the pattern and mark the placement. So we mark one here and one here. I should be marking the front, I should be marking the back, but it doesn't matter to me. So these are the bottom. We're gonna put the male part of the snap and the top, the female part. So these are the washers that I'm trying to take off. You can use the washer and mark where the prongs will go. So let's mark the side. There we go. Let's separate. So this is the male part and this is the female. So we're going to put the female in the bottom and the male in the top. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our seam ripper to make the holes. So you can push down one end of the mark that you made and come up on the other and push. You don't want to make these holes too wide because you don't want your seam ripper to be moving about. It's there, and we're going to install the seam ripper through the hole, the magnetic snap, and let me repeat for the bottom. Okay, install the female section of the snap. Easy peasy. Turn over. Now cut a piece of foam and add it to the. And now I'm going to put on my washer and bend the prongs inward or outward. Okay, I'm going to push these out, seeing as how I have the foam in place. Our magnetic closure is secured. If you want, you can trim these down a bit. Okay, looks good. These are closures. It will close like this. Boom.